that, what I'm talking about here, is really to be independent of how you think should be, or how you think what is wrong with you, or what other people say is wrong about you, and all of that stuff, which gives rise to all these hurt feelings we develop in relationships because we just don't understand each other. You know, because we just don't vibe with each other, because we just so caught up within, again, our own perceptions, our own awareness, our own needs, our own expectations of the other person. And all of that stuff keeps us really from understanding, because we make it about ourselves. And we're looking for somebody who's just like us. It doesn't take a rocket science to understand that, you know, to know that. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. Just look out there, you know, in the personality market or the dating market, you know, and how well it is, how it becomes. We looking, you know, to somebody who is the way what we find attractive in them, personality, and we learn that. To just be the way other people want you to. You know, just be that way. And if you are that way, you're going to be successful, and you're going to have lots of friends, and you're going to go far in life. But if you're not that way, if you're not the way other people want you to, you're alone. And you will, be lonely, and you will be unsuccessful, and you will be looked at by others, and this world is weird. Am I weird in saying this? I'm just being very real here. You know, to just try to bring all of that down to a level which it's really where we can work, where we can begin to develop ourselves to a point where we can go beyond all of that bullshit and all of the judgment from others. And again, we ourselves also do that. We judge others. You know, we get argumentative, but we blame others for arguing with us. But we ourselves get argumentative. We all do it. And that is something that we can really work on. Learn to be less argumentative, to become independent from the need to argue with others. Regardless of what is being said and what we like or don't like or agree with or not agree with, it doesn't matter at all. All that matters is that we listen, and so this we learn. It's the main message here of this Independence Day. Actually, that's the message always. And this big old market that we have created, you know, with our industry and our corporations and our government and our politics and our religion and our education and our world trade. Again, I don't want to go on and on and on and talking about this, because I've talked about this before, and there are many others. We talked about that before. We heard it before about the power of those who are controlling the masses, and which has been the theme of human history, and nothing really much has changed there. Again, we have located the problem. But then again, this is not just the problem. We can't just say the problem is outside of us. It's about the bad people who control the others, the masses. Those who dominate the masses. They're the bad people, they're the good people. You can't just say that. I mean, you can say that, and a lot of people do say that, but it keeps us from understanding that the root of the problem, as well as the solution, lies within us. Because every day we are around people who usually just trigger us, and we blame them for making us feel bad or putting us down, or we argue with them because they argue with us, and so it goes back and forth. But when we have that in our power to stop that, to change that, we have the power to not argue, even when somebody is arguing or trying to argue with us. We just understand and accept where the other person is coming from. And again, it doesn't matter at all if you agree with it or if you don't agree with it. All that matters is that you hear it, as you allow for it. Then you learn about the other person. You get to know the other person, the nature. Instead of trying to change their nature, many times I feel that people do that when there's an aspect of coming up, like an aspect of me, somebody sees something in me that they don't like, and then they want to change it. Also, I'm very sensitive to that, I have to admit to that. You know? Again, that's also, we all have our own issues, our own hang-ups, our own shortcomings, our own limitations. All of that stuff that limits us. And yeah, it's again based upon that, whatever emotion it is, it comes either out of love or out of fear. Anger, as no denying, comes out of fear. We heard that before, I'm not the first one to say that. So it is with violence, comes out of fear. Fear is darkness. And love is the light. And love is the way. God is love. And God is about being good. And that is a matter not only being good around people who make you feel good. Not only be good when things go well in your life. It's also something that's very tempting, you know, and in our world that's how we have been falling into that trap of always needing to have activities and be around people and situations, you know, where we feel good. When we look for that. It's like the pursuit of happiness, we look for that. It becomes part of the program. And again, I'm just reminding you here of that again to see again, that's the matrix. The matrix is built upon that. And we all serve the matrix where we are required to produce, to consume, and perform and conform. To support the mass consciousness, which is allowed for all the suffering and the masses being controlled by those in power. We are at the verge of this changing. Already it is changing. Because we realize that this is not who we are. But the solution is not to go against those in power, those who oppress us, those we perceive to be the enemy outside of us, and we're trying to fight that enemy. The solution is to make peace, to be love, to embrace all, and to be all. And me is we, and we is me. We, me, we, me, we, may we. There was actually a fire here the other day, it wasn't in the papers. Some say that it was started just for insurance claim that they get paid, you know, which is also like, it's a system that we have created is, the way it's foolproof, there's almost no escaping the matrix, but it's also fucked up. It is so fucked up, we couldn't have fucked it up more if we wanted to. We're human beings, we just fulfill our job description, you know, and everything is about rules and regulations, and we're human beings, and the system have been reduced to producers and consumers and workers. And learning has become a function we fulfill, something that we are forced to do. Go to school, and then you go to work. It's a function. And through this we become alienated. It becomes alien to us. It becomes separate from us because it doesn't come from within us. Learning is not really so much a matter of, oh, really, I want to learn. As children grow up, you know, they're forced in the mold, and then they're like, okay, you got to learn this now. We tell you that's what you got to learn. And then working is also the same problem with working. You know, we told you got to work in order to sustain a livelihood, in order to make money, and be socially productive. It might be the dumbest thing ever and the most repetitive, but still, it's just like one of those things you got to do. You got to do what you got to do in order to survive in this world. But again, there's something for everybody, and it's really about looking beyond that, and that's what this day is about, the symbolism of this day, of Independence Day. It's really going beyond all of these lies, all of the bullshit, all of the issue of the control of the government, those being governed, and the injustice there, and the resulting anger and resentment and negative feeling. Be independent from feeling bad about that. I think that's the most important one I want to take from this day, today. You know, the message here. Be independent of not feeling bad anymore. Be independent again from the guilt. Forgiveness is really, that's the key, that's it. It's all about forgiveness. You know, and there are many programs out there that talk about that, and to do that again, not to just realize that is one thing. We can talk about that, we can know that. But to really do it, to actualize yourself based upon that awareness, which is a matter of putting this awareness into practice, that's the key.